So today we're heading back to the thrift store to try to pick up some items for cheap that we can turn around and resell on eBay for a profit. Today I'm going over to our local Savers because we got a nice little coupon over the weekend. They're doing a 30% off sale for all clothing. That was yesterday and today. So today's the final day to take advantage of those savings. And if you guys watch this channel, you know that my favorite things to pick up is clothing. I like going after like shirts. I've been more into like jeans and outerwear lately, so I'm gonna be looking for those things. Also hats, electronics and stuff like that, but I do gear more towards the clothing. So I'm excited about this 30% coupon. Hopefully we can pick up some good items. So again, we're about to hit the road and head down there. But while I make my way down there, I wanna show you some footage of another Savers trip that we did last Monday. So we're gonna roll through that footage as I drive over to Savers, and then I'll show you what we ended up picking up on that run. And then we'll jump right into the footage of today's, see what we can find at that 30% off. And then as soon as I get back home, like always, we'll go over all the stuff that I found today, and then we'll go over some stuff that sold here in the last week. So just like all my other Savers videos, you see that I always go to this back wall right here. They always have electronics. I found a few digital cameras here, remote controls. They have calculators. This one I just looked at, it was a Texas Instrument. I know like the TI-84s, those go for, and the 83s go for a lot more. I've sold those in the past for like $40, $50. This one was not a good one. I just picked it up to check it out there. Remote controls, they always have them here, but I only find maybe one out of every 20 that are worth picking up. Now I did end up finding something here today. It was this Magellan GPS hiking receiver. We picked this one up for $3.99. This is actually our listing right here. We have it for $33.28. Most of the other listings didn't have this car adapter or this car charger on it, and it does work. I threw some batteries in there and tested it out. But $3.99 minus a 20% off, and then we have it again listed at $33. So that was a pretty good find right there. And then I jumped over to the clothing section here, to the outerwear. I saw this starter jacket here. After taking a look at it, I decided not to pick it up. I don't know how old that was or anything, but there was another one here. This was a Champion one. Now looking back at it, this one does look like it might have been a little older. This one was a little pricey though, so I didn't pick that one up. But this one right here kind of caught my eye because of the colors. I never heard of this brand, but I did some quick research on it and it had some pretty good comps. So I'll show you this one when we get back home. And then I jumped over to the pants section here, just looking for some old Levi's. I did end up finding some, which I'll show you here in a second. But these pants right here on the other side really caught my eye because of the colors. These are the UGG brand, and the price on these I believe were $8.99. I did end up picking these up, so as soon as we get back home, again, I'll show you what we paid for these and I'll show you the comps on them. So here are the pants that I found. I've been researching a lot lately on how to identify older Levi's. The first giveaway is the tag. If it has an older paper tag, the newer ones are kind of like the ribbon material tag. So that one had a paper tag on it. And then you can see the tags all the way inside of here. They're kind of hard to find at first. But here's a tag on this one. If you flip it over, it does have a date code on it. Right there at the very bottom in the middle, 0704. So these are from July of 2004. So these barely hit that 20-year vintage mark. They wanted $12.99 for them, but you can see their vintage. Another giveaway is that button zipper. They were in good condition actually. These will probably only sell for like $25 maybe. So definitely not a good pickup at $12.99. But if you do find them maybe at yard sales or at flea markets for somewhere around like $5 or less, these are probably worth picking up. I did end up picking up a few more things that I didn't get on camera. So let's head back over to the house and I'll show you what I found. All right, so this is what we ended up picking up on this trip to Savers. 90% of the stuff that I found was clothing. This right here my wife found. She's always going towards the plush and the toys. She's always picking up some cool items there. She got this one right here, Donald Duck. We ended up paying $4.49 for this one. This one's actually in really good shape, and this one is a Scentsy Buddy. There's the tags on it right there, the Disney tag. It will need like a little bit of scrubbing right here. There's a little bit of dirt by the eye and stuff like that. But I think this one right here was a pretty good pickup. And then jumping into the stuff that I found into the clothing section here. Now, when I'm looking at clothing, this might discourage you as well if you're a newer eBay seller. You think that you have to know all these clothing brands. You watch like these Bolo videos and stuff like that, and you feel like you have to memorize all these brands. What I do when I pick things up, I just find stuff that catches my eye, whether it be like a color pattern or the material or something like that. If something catches my eye, more than likely, it's gonna be something that's gonna end up selling. Not always, but if it's something that pops and it catches your eyes, it's worth looking into at least. And that's what I did on this one right here. I never heard of this brand or anything like that. This one is called Rebel Star. You can see the tag right there, Rebel Star, and it also says Rebel right here on the chest. But here is the color pattern on this one. We ended up paying, what was it here, $8.99 for this one. This one is in perfect shape. I can't find anything wrong with this one. All the zippers and stuff on this work. And then it has a pocket that goes all the way through. You can see that. It has a netting on the inside. This is like a windbreaker material. And then as you saw through that footage, here's something else that caught my eye. Right here is these joggers. These are made by UGG. And again, these are in really good condition. There's no tears or rips anywhere on this thing. The only thing that I did notice, it has some stains right there. It's not even stains, it's just like some food. I don't know what it is, but it should come off in the washer. These are a size medium. These are my size, but I wouldn't be caught wearing these things. These are too flashy for me, but I know there's some people out there that like wearing this style. We ended up paying $9.99 for these. And again, I didn't mention, I know this is not at every single Savers because I've talked to some people in different states and they say that their Savers don't offer a coupon for donating items. So anytime we go to Savers, we donate a bag full of items and they give us a 20% coupon. Let me know in the comments below if your Savers does that and let me know what state you're in because I'm kind of curious to see what other Savers out there does that. So all the prices that I'm showing you is going to be 20% off of this price right here. That's the only reason I pick up a lot of this stuff because that 20% discount. So I think these are pretty cool right here. Really good condition on these sweats. Now this is the last thing that I picked up. I was kind of iffy on this one. I don't think I would have picked these up if they were individual. This is, I'm sure you've heard of this brand, LRG, the Lifted Research Group. Now there's a couple reasons I picked these up. Number one is because I think somebody donated their collection because there's a total of 4 of these shirts and they're a size 4XL. These are a huge size right here, so that's gonna definitely make it easier to sell. So let me show you the 4 that I picked up. I'm not gonna sell these individually. I'm actually gonna sell them in a lot of 4. And that's the reason I picked them up and because they're a big size. So here is, look how big that is compared to me. I wear a size medium. It almost fits like a dress on me. 4XL, there is the first design on that one. And we paid $7.49 for this one minus 20%. Number 2, again, these are all 4XL. There is the design on number 2. The back of these are all blank. This one we paid $5.29. Number 3 is this one. And I tried to look through that rack to see if I can find any more, but these are the only 4 that I found. And these are all in good shape, no tears or nothing like that. We paid, this one was a little cheaper, $3.49 minus a 20%. So they price these all individually, one $7, $3, $5. And then this last one was also $7.49. This is the last design right here. So pretty cool on these. I like the big size. These are definitely gonna sell. So we paid a total of $23 for those 4 shirts. Minus the 20%, we paid just around $18 for these 4. So this is our listing for the 4 shirts. I went ahead and loaded these up at $52 plus shipping. It already got a handful of views on the first day, and I believe it already has a watcher on it as well. So we'll just have to see what these end up selling for. So on the way out of Savers, as I was putting things back from my cart that we weren't gonna end up purchasing, I walked by the electronics section, and these right here were just sitting on the middle shelf. They must have just put them there because the first time around through electronics, I didn't see these. These were listed at $8.99 each. With the coupon, $7.19. These are HP cartridges, new and sealed, a pack of 3 of them. These were just sitting there for the taking. Nobody ended up picking these up. We listed these 2, and this one right here sold within hours of listing for $44.98 plus shipping. So from $7 into $44 within a couple hours. I don't know why nobody else picked these up. Let me know if you pick up ink cartridges or toner, anything like that when you see them. They're always definitely worth picking up for the right price, especially if they're new and sealed. Even if they're expired like these right here, I don't know if you can see it, but one of these expired in July, the other one in January of 2020. So we already made our money back and we still have this one to go. And I'm pretty confident that this one's gonna sell in the next day or two as well. All right, here we are at Savers. It doesn't seem like there's that many people here. I kind of expected more people to be here with this 30% sale. That is a pretty big sale, so I was expecting a lot of people here, but we're gonna go inside here, see what we can find. We do have a bag that we're donating today as well, only because the 30% is only for clothing, and then the 20% that we're gonna get for donating is just gonna be for all the other stuff we get. So let's hop in there. I'm gonna turn the GoPro on and see what we can find in there today. So I actually went into a few other sections before I got into the clothing racks here. I didn't find anything good over there, so I spared you the time of putting those clips in here. But searching through the clothing here, I found this sweater. This is the Ninja Turtles and a Pokemon collab type of sweater. Those are all Squirtles right there instead of Ninja Turtles. I thought it was pretty cool. I ended up picking this up for one of my kids. And then on the same rack about 5 feet over, I ran across this Rockaware sweater. I decided just to look it up because sometimes I don't look things up. I get back home and I'm reviewing the footage and then I run comps. And then I'm kind of mad at myself for not picking it up. So I just thought I'd go ahead and run comps on this thing. It was pretty expensive and the comps just didn't check out. And it did have some staining on it and stuff like that. So I didn't pick this one up. And then moving on to the pants section here, I saw these Carhartt ones sticking out. So I decided to look into them. These were some scrubs. They were only $3.99. With the 30% off, it would have been, I think, $2 or something like that. But when I was looking it over, I saw it had a hole right here by the pockets. And on top of that, the comps were only going for about $13 to $14 plus shipping. So I didn't pick it up mainly because of the tear that it had there. And the profit just wasn't there as well. One of my favorite areas to check out are the shirts. So nothing that really stood out to me there. A couple shirts over, I saw this one right here. It was a South Pole shirt. The design looked pretty cool. I decided to check this one out. There were two for sale that were pretty high priced, but again, they were just for sale, not sold. And this was a size small, so with no sold comps and this being a size small, I just went ahead and put this one back on the racks. All right, so we're done with Savers today. Today was kind of a crappy day to thrift. We only found one item. All the stuff right here, we ended up picking a bunch of stuff up for the kids, a bunch of sweaters and stuff. The only thing that I found that we're gonna resell out of all those things is this sweater right here. This is a Boston Red Sox sweater. This one we paid $9.99 for it, minus the 30%. So I think it was like $6.99 for this one. And this one sells for about $30 on eBay. So that's all that we found today. I was a little more hopeful that we were gonna find more things with that 30% off for the clothing. When we first got there, there wasn't that many people there, but towards the end, there was a lot of people going through all the clothes section there. So that's all we walked out with today. We're here at the RV. For those of you who started watching the channel when I first started, we actually lived out of this RV for 2 years. Me, my wife, and the kids, we traveled in the RV. We left California, we just started traveling around, and we were actually selling all our inventory out of this RV here, which was really tight with 7 of us in there and then trying to store our inventory. We actually stored it all up front by the front window up there. So if you want to see some of those older videos when we were still living out of the RV and selling, you can just go back to the channel, like the older videos, and check that out. But we just stopped by here real quick to drop off all our Christmas stuff. Christmas tree finally came down, all the decorations and stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and take all that in here. We have a bunch of stuff that we delisted from eBay, all the older stuff that wasn't getting any views, all the lower price items and stuff like that. So we're gonna take them out of this RV, as well, and we're just gonna go ahead and redonate all that stuff. Besides that, I think we're gonna end the video here. There's nothing else that really sold. We're really slow on our sales right now too. The only other thing that sold were these Harry Potter plushes right here. It was a set of 3 that we found at Savers a few weeks back, and those ended up selling a couple days ago. Besides that, I think the only other thing that sold was that ink that I already showed you, and that's about it. Nothing on Poshmark, nothing on Mercari. So we've been really slow these last couple days. So we just need to get up to listing more items and getting more things up in our store. So that's gonna be it for this video. Next week, we'll catch you up on any sales that come through for that week. And then obviously we're gonna go back to Savers and probably back to that Assistance League thrift shop that we went to where we picked up the little thermometer thing, whatever that was. So that's gonna be it for this video. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on next week's video.